who knows? So I guess we can move on to the next story at this point then. So a new online showcase was announced, and it's called New Game Plus Expo. And I know you guys are already rolling your eyes. Oh, great, another online expo. But I think what's notable about this announcement is the partners that that's going to be showcased during this expo. The big names include Sega, Atlus, Natsume, Spike Chunsoft, Koei Tecmo, Arc System Works, Creates, NIS America, Axis Games, WayForward, SNK, and then there's a couple more of smaller teams at that point. So we got some big names, and obviously this is skewed way more towards the Japanese market at this point.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts about this? I know a lot of these teams you love as much as I do.
Yeah, so again, I did the exact same thing where they're like, a new game expo announced. I was like, oh, geez, why? Because everyone's switching to online showcase and stuff like that, and that's fine. Usually just the way they deliver is where I'm more worried about. But when I looked at this lineup, Sega, Atlus, Spike Chunsoft, Koei Tecmo, SNK, all these kind of, I was like, oh, this is the Japanese ones, and these are the guys who are, besides Sega, who's usually pretty public, and Atlus and all them. These are those guys constantly rolling out those anime-styled games, not necessarily anime games, but like the games that look anime, like Code Vein and all these kind of things. These are the companies that they sell their games sell because these games are constantly rolling out, and you'll see a weird anime game part 5, and then you'll see Spike Chunsoft or Natsume or Koei. Someone's always involved with that, so I'm super excited to see what they have, because getting that information directly to us is super exciting. The fact that it's not going to be amongst this huge game show with tons and tons of AAA games and tons of indies and them kind of lost in the middle. Like they're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna announce something on this day at this time. Tune in. That's the way I like my information. Be like, at this time, this is gonna be, something's gonna be revealed at this time. You can watch it on our stream on YouTube or wherever you feel like it. So that aspect makes me excited, because I hate when these games get lost. Like Code Vein, when it was even announced, was always kind of faded in or stuck in between like two giant games, and people didn't really know about it. Luckily, that game did sell very well. But these are some of the companies where I feel sometimes get lost because they're not the big names, and like they're smaller, or they make one certain type of game. So luckily, I like that they're gonna have their own spotlight. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, not to mention what excites me the most about this expo is the diversity of teams, capabilities. Of course, you got like Sega, which is a massive publisher that you can get just about anything from them. That could be anything from Sonic to, God knows what. And Atlus is a very similar in that regard, but you got Spike Chunsoft with the more visual novel type stuff with Danganronpa.
Yep.
Arc System Works and SNK can introduce something in the fighting game arena. Creates and WayForward obviously are like two of the best teams right now doing pixel art right now. So you get something from that. NIS, one of the few publishers alongside with Atlus that kept the Vita alive for a long time.
Yeah.
So these are just some awesome teams that are doing things that in many ways the rest of the industry have long moved past. But this New Game Plus Expo has done a great job in kind of diversifying its portfolio of things to show off. So we can get, arcade games, fighting games here, shooters. Like we can get all types of different stuff that is really, really exciting. Mm-hmm. I would just wanted to bring up the story because I didn't want anybody to look past this, because I think of the online shows revealed, obviously IGN has their thing, Jeff Keighley has his thing, but again, those are very broad shows that are going to take their time kind of revealing things over time, and it can range in terms of content, but this is one big show with a lot of big names attached to them that I think is worth actually looking at. This is not just some random, hey, Ubisoft's doing a show or EA's doing a show. Like this is something pretty big to keep your eye on. And so if you have any inclination towards output out of Japan, this is something to pay attention to, probably more than all the other shows combined.
Yeah, because these are the constant big hitters.
Yeah.
Where, these other companies usually go once every 6 years and, amp up their game, and Naughty Dog, comes out and then goes quiet for a long time. These are the guys who don't know how they do it, constantly just releasing games every year and of pretty good quality. Yeah, and like you said, diversity. You get the visual novels that crank out like a lot crazier and all these options. So it's going to be a packed full like expo. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that.